Television has been part of our lives for decades, and these stations have shaped its past, present, and future. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 most iconic TV channels of all time.
Funding for this program provided by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and by annual financial support from viewers like you.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're ranking based on clout and reach in the station's respective programming, but we'll only be looking at broadcast and cable channels and networks, so while Netflix entertains masses, you won't see it here. Number 10. Fox. Since the beginning of television, the big three US broadcast networks dominated the industry.
Good evening!
And welcome to Fox!
The upstart Fox network turned it into the big four when it hit the airwaves in late 1980s. No other over-the-air broadcaster has been able to join the club since. Fox's huge initial success was due to innovative risk-taking programming, and one show in particular, The Simpsons.
Hello, Murdoch here. $10,000? You've saved my network!
Wouldn't be the first time.
Over the years, they have solidified their place as a major player and even spawned a top-rated, albeit divisive, cable news channel, the Fox News Network.
A number of figures on the left have denounced this show as racist. It's notable that not a single one of them has offered any evidence to support that slur.
Number 9. CNN. The original 24-hour cable news channel started broadcasting in 1980 from Atlanta, Georgia. While they have moved headquarters, changed owners, hosts, and graphics several times, and expanded with bureaus around the world, they haven't altered their logo once. When you see it, you know right away what you're watching, even before James Earl Jones says, "This is CNN." They may not be number one in the American cable news ratings anymore, but they're still one of the most recognized and trusted news brands in the world. Number 8. Nickelodeon. The Cartoon Network is always a good topic for discussion, but Nickelodeon, or just plain Nick, delivers the tunes, produced through its own animation studio, just as well as the CN, and then some. Primarily aimed at kids and early teens, Nick was first launched as Pinwheel in 1977 and took on its more familiar moniker in '79, before rising to prominence in the 80s and 90s, producing and airing both live-action and animated shows on its flagship channel and several sister cable stations. It's also the host of the Kids' Choice Awards, and it's the channel that gave us SpongeBob SquarePants.
Someone order a spatula!
Number 7. ABC. This big three network spent the first few decades of its existence playing catch-up with CBS and NBC. Sports, children's programming, and a partnership with the Walt Disney Company, its future owner, kept it afloat in the early years. Eventually, shows like The Flintstones, Happy Days, and a slew of soap operas would put it on the map.
I didn't kill her. She was my best friend.
ABC would continue to grow in the 90s thanks to its focus on sitcoms and development of the TGIF lineup. And today, thanks to dramas, it's still on top of its game.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Number 6. ESPN. Sports and TV go hand in hand, but it took ESPN to make the relationship exclusive. The first all-sports, all-the-time cable channel hasn't wavered from the one thing it covers since it first went on air in 1979, just as it hasn't dropped its first and now signature SportsCenter show from the lineup.
How far do you think LeBron can take this Lakers team this season?
I think he could take them to the Western Conference Finals. Now, I know everybody think I'm smoking something, but it's not true.
It's expanded quite a bit and now counts 7 sister stations, all branded with a variation on the ESPN name. When they call themselves the worldwide leader in sports, they mean it.
Long arms? Can he jump? Can he run? Not like my boy.
Number 5. CBS. The Columbia Broadcasting System, better known as CBS, got the moniker of the Tiffany Network for the prestige it had during the golden age of television.
This is CBS.
The network that gave the world I Love Lucy, MASH, and All in the Family was also responsible for bringing credibility to television news and anchors like Walter Cronkite and Dan Rather.
From CBS News headquarters in New York, this is the CBS Evening News with Walter Cronkite.
While the network's ratings dominance waned for a few decades, it came back to prominence in the 2000s with its unchanged and unblinking eye logo still looking over everything.
CBS, I think we found it. This is the best.
Number 4. HBO. This is the only network on our list that has dragons. It's also the only one responsible for making commercial-free highbrow premium cable TV a thing. During the 70s and 80s, it ran movies, sporting events, and stand-up comedy specials.
This is the Home Box Office Television Network.
In the 90s, it started making batches of original TV shows at a time when the airwaves were dominated by shows with over 20 episodes a season. HBO bucked the long-standing model and opted for quality over quantity with its dramas, producing only around 10 episodes a season each, an approach they still use today.
But this shit I'm telling you, it'll all blow over.
Several of their competitors have followed suit, most notably AMC. Number 3. MTV. I Want My MTV wasn't just the marketing slogan of this music-centered cable channel. It was the call that ushered in the music video era in the 1980s.
I want my MTV.
MTV not only changed television, but how music was sold to the public.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
There's even a recognized MTV generation. The station's format also inspired other successful networks like BET and VH1. While today the main channel is more reality TV oriented, they still play music videos on their sister stations, and the MTV Music Video Award remains a sought-after trophy for artists.
I dedicate this award to the people of New Orleans. God bless you guys, thank you.
Number 2, BBC.
This is BBC One.
With some of the most classic British comedies and dramas, as well as current worldwide hits produced in the UK, all released under its brand, the BBC is what most people think of when you say British TV.
What you get up to in the privacy of your own generation is your business.
One of them is a Zygon.
I'm not judging you.
Originally founded in 1922 as a radio network, this state-funded broadcaster started producing and airing TV in the 1930s, taking a break for the Second World War. Today, they have the largest number of employees of any broadcaster in the world and also have a globally respected news division.
The question is, how do democracies respond to those scandals?
And what will it mean for the wider region? I think one of your children has just walked in. I mean, shifting sands in the region. Do you think relations with the North may change?
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
This is CBC.
Number 1, NBC. While it may have had its ups and downs over the years, the oldest of the major networks in the US is consistently in the top 3 ratings-wise, and its familiar peacock logo is synonymous with TV itself.
This is the NBC Television Network.
Even its New York headquarters in Rockefeller Plaza is famous. Since first going on the air in 1939, it's launched the careers of countless household names, pioneered late-night TV, as well as science fiction television, and was the first major network to produce and air programs in living color.
Now, a special program in living color on NBC.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.